15 knots, crosswind maximum 8 knots. Visibility greater than 10 kilometres, cloud scattered base at 3000. Temperature 25, QNH 1019er. On first, contact with Arch Ground or Tower, notify receipt of information, India.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to call up ground and ask them for a taxi clearance. Probably best to put your mic as close to your mouth as possible, just to the point where you're about kissing.
So it activates as you...
That's it, yeah.
Okay.
So the closer you have it, they're not that sensitive, the closer you have it, the better.
Yeah.
The more transmits. Archer ground, Jabiru 8172 is Eastern Apron for an Eastern departure, POB2. Request taxi received, India.
Jabiru 8172, Archer ground, good day. Just taking the direction of departure.
Departure to the east.
8172, taxi via Bravo to holding point 04 right. Time is 4:30.
Taxi via Bravo to holding point 04 right, Jabiru 8172. Okay, let's get out of here.
So while you're on the ground, how do you steer it?
That is a good question. So steering on the ground is done by our rudder pedals, our feet. Not by the hands, this doesn't do anything.
So the wheel doesn't turn?
No, the wheel does turn.
Oh, the wheel.
When we're on the ground, the nose wheel turns because the weight of the aircraft connects all the linkages. However, when we're in the air, the weight of the nose wheel falls out, and just the rudders rotate or turn. So go ahead and put your feet on the rudder pedals there, and just give it a kick to the right and to the left just to feel the amount of pressure, get a feeling for the rudder pedals themselves. That's it. So you can feel they're quite firm, but you don't have to be too gentle with them. So let's see how well you can maintain the centerline. So really what we want is the centerline to pass under the aircraft's body.
I was going to say, which side of the road do I...
It doesn't really matter left or right because our wings will still stick out either side.
Okay. So this is more for your wheel to center.
That's it, to keep the nose wheel under. So basically, what we really ideally would like is that centerline passes between you and I, perfectly centered through the aircraft.
But difficulty getting it, I suppose, but practice.
That's it, it takes practice. I'm pretty certain I was landing the aircraft before I learned to taxi on the centerline perfectly. And we'll just follow this taxi line around to the right and head down in that direction, along the longer taxiway. That's it. Yes, mate. Just checking my control surface. Oh, our control surface, sorry.
These wheels tuck in once we get up?
No, they don't. They're fixed. They stay out.
Alright.
The entire time. Okay, now Mark, I'm going to go ahead and take control of the aircraft there and depart us out to the east.
Yep.
If you like, you can leave your hands on the controls and follow me through with the takeoff.
We begin straight up. Is that where you're going?
We're going to take off on this grass runway here.
Okay.
Arch Tower, Jabiru 8172 is ready to holding point 04 right for an eastern departure.
Jabiru 8172, Arch Tower, runway 04 right, cleared for takeoff.
04 right, clear for takeoff, Jabiru 8172.
How did you put the brakes on there?
There's this little red handle, so it's basically just pull to apply brakes and release.
I was wondering how you stopped it, you know?
With other aircrafts, it's actually, the brakes are on the top of the rudder pedals.
Yeah.
So you usually slide your feet up and use your toes and press in. And that allows for differential braking as well to help cut around corners.
Yeah.
Or sharper corners. Unfortunately, our aircraft, we get the little handle handbrake there. Okay, so you ready to go?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's get out of here.
You hitting that little goat track in it?
That's it.
How did you know when to pull up to go?
Basically, we work off of speed. So 55 knots, I start gently pulling back on the control column, which is known as our rotate speed.
How fast is 55 knots roughly?
55 knots, that's roughly bordering on about 90, 95, close to 100 kilometers an hour.
Fairly quiet, huh?
What was that?
The plane's fairly quiet. Maybe it's because you've got the headphones on.
Yeah, it's because of the headphones. If you take your headphones off, then you really hear the
turbulence of.
That's it.
Yeah, sure.
Because we're very light. So Mark, if for any reason you start feeling queasy, you know, don't be afraid to let me know. We'll start heading back. There's also just, there's a precautionary, there's a sick bag to the left knee in the side pocket, if need be. I doubt you'll need it though.
Yeah. So your speed, you just look here, you don't look at the horizon at your pitch?
That's exactly what I'm looking at, the horizon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know roughly how fast you're going then?
Yeah. So basically, I've selected power setting.
Yeah.
I've got here 2600. If I leave that and keep this same attitude, I should have roughly around 100 knots. So basically my attitude and my power will give me my speed. And that's what we work off.
Yeah. But you don't really want to go near the clouds, huh?
No, I don't really want to go. I won't be going there. We'll head down slightly towards the south where it's a bit more clearer. Because we are visual pilots, so we got to see where we can go. But our departure out towards the east takes us past, as I mentioned before, Garden City Shopping Center.
Yeah.
And out towards Mount Cotton there. I'm also just looking up ahead. I've spotted an aircraft about 1 o'clock off the nose high up in the clouds, very tiny. I'm just watching to see what he's doing. He's very far. He's probably a good 10 miles in front of us.
On in, see him?
There he is. He's conducting a turn now towards the left, and you can see his wingspans coming across the...
Yes. still that high then, huh?
No, we're not that high. We're only sitting at now 1,400 feet.
G'day, Jabiru on approach, Oscar India Hotel, right turn 270 visual, passing 1,400, climbing 6,000.
Oscar India Hotel, g'day, identify.
Approach at 408, descending flight level 150 with the lane up.
Raining now.
Yep, so we're going to stay ahead of that rain.
Yep.
Make sure we don't go into it.
Star 408 approach today, runway 14 RNF Papa. Report approaching flight level 1, in fact, descend to flight level 130, report approaching.
Clear the RNF Papa, descend flight level 130, report approaching jet star 408.
That's the same one, is it?
That's the same one. I'm just keeping an eye on him, just make sure he's not doing anything silly.
Yeah.
He's going to come into us.
Whiskey, there's a couple of aircraft ahead. One's off to the left, more towards Jabiru area, indicating 1,300 feet, unverified. There's another aircraft, you're 12 o'clock at 5 miles. You're passing just over a minute, indicating 2,800 feet. He's tracking towards the southwest.
Cover the Mike Road.
You had Hotel, climb to 10,000.
Climb 10,000, Oscar India Hotel.
Okay, so basically, Mark, this is going to be our playground for today.
Alright.
Unfortunately, we would usually head out towards the east.
Yeah.
However, as you can see, the weather's starting to close in.
Yeah.
So whiskey, that traffic now 11:30, 2 miles.
So Mark, as you can see, I've been flying in reference to that horizon, as I mentioned before.
Yeah.
As we spoke about before. So you can see that I'm holding a certain spacing. If we align this, keep that a certain distance under that horizon, I'll maintain whatever height I desire. For the moment, it's 1,400. Okay? Now, if the nose starts to creep up, like so, or if I pull back gently on the control column, I see more sky than ground. When it starts climbing, you can see our altitude is increasing. All I'm going to do is gently push forward on the nose, on the control column, bring that nose back down and restore it to that power setting. And also if the nose drops a little, or if I push gently forward on the control column, see more ground than sky, you can see we're starting to decrease in altitude again. I gently pull back and restore that same attitude. Also, if I want to turn the aircraft, so if I want to roll the aircraft to the right, go ahead and put your hands on the control column, so I'll walk you through this. If I push the control column to the right, the aircraft's going to start to roll to the right, but if I still maintain that same control input, it's going to continue to roll. So I'll show you here, pushing it to the right, and if I hold that same amount of pressure, it continues to roll. So I get the desired angle of bank that I wish, return it to its central position, and just make minor adjustments to maintain a set angle of bank. Okay? And the same for the left. So today we'll just be looking at a few shallow turns, basically. I'll head out towards this direction a bit.
Whenever you turn like that as well, you start to lose altitude as well, don't you?
If we go into steeper turns, yes, we will, and that's when we'll have to apply a bit of back pressure, but for today's lessons, it's just going to be nice and shallow where you don't really have to apply too much back pressure, or any at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to hand the controls over to you. She's all yours. So we'll just work on the control column for now, and we won't worry too much about the power. If you just work on maintaining that attitude, that'd be great.
you'll do the back rudders, is that right?
Yeah, I'll work the rudders for you. Okay, now how about we try a little turn to the right? Okay, that's right. So go ahead and push the control column to the right. That's it. Centralize the control column there, and let's maintain that angle of bank. And then it's just a matter of being patient as the aircraft comes around.
I'm not banking too sharp, am I?
No, that's perfect. Okay, let's level the wings there. And let's try one to the left.
Approach Chester 420, descending level 130, received.
That's it.
Confirm information later.
Chester 426, approach, g'day. Expect RNF for power runway 14, report approach to flight level 130.
Expect RNF for power 14, Wilco, Chester.
Not bad.
Kilo Whiskey, additional traffic.
Okay, now Mark, let's roll the wings level there.
Descending 1,500.
Now I want you to work on maintaining that same attitude,
Making a turn towards
that same pitcher outside, and keep
2 o'clock and 4 miles.
that pitcher the same. What I'm going to do is I'm going to gently increase a bit of power,
Yeah.
and the nose is going to have a natural tendency to pitch up. Okay? So you may have to apply a bit of forward pressure to keep this same attitude.
Alright.
Runway 14.
So power coming in just a little bit.
100, clear the RNF for power 14, Chester 408.
Velocity 78, contact centre on 134.3.
34-3, Bossy, tune out, g'day.
Yeah, now.
Bring that nose down a little bit more. You may have to hold the forward pressure in. That's it. So you can feel now you're holding in a bit of forward pressure. That brings us to our trim lever, just to the right of your leg here. That little silver lever over here.
Yeah.
So it works in a normal sense, and it works to relieve the amount of pressure we're applying on the controls. So if you're holding forward pressure, go ahead with your left hand. Just push that forward just slightly. That's it. Down here.
I don't.
Oh, you can't?
can't get
Okay, that's okay. I'll push it forward for you,
Yeah.
and you'll be able to feel the difference on the controls. It's going to start making it easier. How's that?
Yeah. Nice.
So every time we make a power change, we're constantly playing around with this trim lever. Okay? And we'd be able to get it to the point where we can trim the aircraft out to maintain a set attitude, and we can basically fly hands-free.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now what I'll get you to do, Mark, is just left hand on the throttle. I get you to bring the power back to 25, or no, let's make it 2400 RPM. Okay, so basically bring it back an inch.
Whiskey, last bit now, there's an aircraft about 4 miles to the east of Partridge, tracking towards Partridge, indicating 1,002.
That's it.
Nothing additional there. Hartsfield on runway.
That's perfect. Right there is good.
Dutch Tower 118.1 for clearance to the zone.
Have a great day, Michael.
Okay.
Am I going alright?
Yep, you've done it right. Now you're holding a bit of forward pressure or back pressure? Or is it fine?
That's fine, yeah.
Okay, excellent. Let's try another turn to the right, and we'll flip 180 degrees around. That's it. Alright, shallow one. Perfect.
Okay, 233, connect centre on 130.4.
1304, go cat 233, g'day.
In it. Just 426, descend to 4,000, QNH1020.
Let's keep coming around, and I'll tell you when to roll wings level.
426, descend to 4,000, QNH1020.
Descend to 4,000, QNH1020, 426.
Can you see off in the distance there the Brisbane city buildings?
Yeah, I can.
Let's roll out on the Brisbane city buildings,
And then
and
circuit
we'll maintain that direction.
descent 7,000, report shoots away.
Now if you go ahead and bump the power up half an inch to 2600 RPM. That's it, beautiful. And so we can faintly see the horizon due to the weather. Let's just maintain that same spacing so that we're able to maintain our height.
I think it's a little bit easier than the helicopter, that's right.
Yeah. I flew with another person like yourself a couple of weeks back, and he was the helicopter pilot. He was also a doctor, and he just wanted to see what it's like to fly an aircraft, and he came out and said the exact same thing. I think aircrafts are a lot easier than flying the helicopters.
Yeah, the helicopter, like, you seem to have everything going, you know.
Yeah. It's a bit more relaxed in this environment.
Yeah.
Now what I'll get you to do, Mark, is I'll get you to bring the power back to 2200 once again. That's it. A little bit more. Okay. Now we're going to pitch the nose of the aircraft down just slightly more than what we were holding before. That's it. And hold it there. So maintain that much horizon or that much ground. And that's going to put us in a nice gentle descent. So you can see here on our vertical speed indicator, we're descending at nicely 600 feet per minute, which is nice and comfortable.
Yeah, it is.
And let's descend down to 1,500. So we've got about 620 feet to go. Bring that nose up just a fraction.
Continue on the downwind.
That's it.
Now 118.7.
Okay, now as we approach 1,500, what I want you to do is bring the power back into 2,500, and at the same time, bring that nose up to that normal attitude we had set before.
My 1-4. 2,500, clear for the RNAV.
That fuel company aircraft, I might be able to first contact Archer Tower. All ground, notify receiving information, Juliet. Archer Field Tower, information, Juliet. Runway 0 for left for arrivals and departures north and west. Frequency 123.6. Runway 0 for right for arrivals and departures
now bring the nose up as well.
118.1. Circuit training, runway left.
Beautiful.
060 degrees, 15 knots. Maximum crosswind 8. Visibility great, 10 kilometres. Clouds gap 3,000. Temperature 26. QNH 1018. On first contact Archer Tower. All ground, notify receiving information, Juliet.
Absolutely beautiful, Mark. You're doing a fantastic job.
How do you know where the airport is?
Well, local knowledge plays a big key role around here.
4 right, clear to
So I know we're passing over Park Ridge. Not only because I live out here. Park Ridge Water Tower. We've got Browns Plains, the industrial area.
Yeah.
Over there, just beside the Mount Lindsay Highway.
Join.
If we maintain this track or this heading, we'll come right up to Archer Field.
Traffic about your 1 o'clock is a Cessna. He'll be landing on runway 10 right. 2 miles.
I suppose you start to pick up key points when you go up a couple of times. You know the building?
Yep, that's it. It's also on our maps as part of our inbound reporting points.
Report on final. Jabiru 8229. Archer Tower, Jabiru 8172 is Park Ridge Water Tower, 1,500 inbound, receive Juliet.
Jabiru 8172, Archer Tower.
Jabiru 8229, can I get some help with that traffic?
You're 12 o'clock now. on just to the south of the control tower. You're well spaced. You'll be number 2 in the sequence. Just report turning final.
This is Jabiru. Roger. Jabiru 8229.
Bravo X-ray uniform. Close approach would help. Thanks. 10 right. You can roll through. Cleared to land.
10 right. Cleared to land. Bravo X-ray uniform.
Excellent. So what do you think about that, Mark?
Excellent. Love it.
Fixed wings over helicopters?
Way easier.
Excellent. That's what we like to hear.
And Jabiru 8229, you can change runway 04 left for your circuits.
This is Jabiru 8229, yeah. 04 left. Roger.
Okay, I'm going to take control of the aircraft here, Mark, and I'll bring us back in. We've got Arts Field just in front of us in the clearing for the white buildings, and I'll just maneuver us around for a final landing. Look, you flew very well, and I've got the video to prove it. So
Thanks very much.
No worries.
Jabiru 8229 has traffic sight.
Jabiru 8229, you're number 1 for 04 left in the sequence. You're behind the Cessna.
Behind the Cessna, 8229. Crossing the local motorway.
Jabiru 8172, join final, runway 04 right, report on final.
Join final 04 right, Wilco, Jabiru 8172. Mooney, Kilo Charlie Quebec, beam the TV towers at 1,500 inbound with Juliet and request runway 10.
Kilo Charlie Quebec, g'day, you can expect that and the report of the Centenary Bridge.
The Centenary Bridge, Kilo Charlie Quebec.
Jabiru 8229, runway 04 left, clear touch and go.
Clear touch and go, 04 left, Jabiru 8229.
Jabiru 8172, runway 04 right, clear to land.
Clear to land 04 right, Jabiru 8172.
Once you land, how do you like reverse thrust or something?
No, we just use our handbrakes. Yep.
So Charlie Quebec at the Centenary Bridge at 1,500.
Kilo Charlie Quebec, join final, change your runway 10 left and report on final.
10 left, Kilo Charlie Quebec.
Extend the flaps.
That's it.
Jabiru 4766, good 1,500, received Juliet inbound.
Jabiru 4766, just confirm that was good enough?
FM good 4766.
Jabiru 4766, Roger, we've changed to runway 10 now, so join final, runway 10 right, report on final. 8229, we changed to runways 10, the wind's basically between the two runways now, so take up a left downwind for runway 10 left, that's basically where you are at the moment, and your number 2, follow a Mooney on a 2-mile final.
This is Jabiru 8229, yep, on left, on downwind for 10 left, and number 2 for landing.
Archer Tower, Delta Golf Delta VFR Bonanza, just for target 1,500 inbound with POV4 and received Juliet.
Delta Golf, g'day, kilo's just gone up, changed to 10 left and right, maintain 1,500, join a left downwind, change to runway 10 left.
Maintain 1,500, track 4, left downwind, 10 left, Delta Golf Delta.
All stations, kilo's current, runways 10 left and right, wind 070 degrees, 12 knots, crosswind maximum 8.
So Charlie, Quebec, joining final.
Kilo Charlie, Quebec, runway 10 left, cleared to land.
0 left, clear to land, Kilo Charlie, Quebec. Jabiru 8229, traffic inside.
Jabiru 8229.
Yeah, so 172, sign of uniform, it's 1,500 at Park Ridge Radio Tower, receipt of Kilo inbound.
China November uniform, Archer Tower.
Good landing.
Oh, thank you.
Jabiru 4766, just confirming joint final runway 10 right.
Final 10 right, 4766.
Archer Ground, good day, Jabiru 8172 for the Eastern Apron.
Jabiru 8172, ground taxi to the apron.
Taxi to the apron, Jabiru 8172. Okay. Oh, Mike, I hope you enjoyed your flight.
I did, thanks very much.
I enjoyed it. I got to sit back and relax.
Foxtrot,
Oh, you were?
cross the runway 04 right and left, taxi to holding point at Bravo 5 at runway 10 left.
Cross 04 right, left, holding point Bravo 5, 10 left, uniform golf Foxtrot.
Hello, Charlie, Quebec for the